Good morning. So my time here on the wonderful River Weaver has come to an end. I'm going up the boat lift very shortly. And what an amazing time I've had. I've cruised end to end. I've even gone further than possible in a little fiberglass cruiser across the flashes up some little unnavigable end of the River Weaver, which was amazing and made possible by the wonderful boating community here on the Weaver. I even took my boat through Marsh Lock down the Ship Canal to Ellesmere Port. Yeah, crap myself. But the finale for me was cruising on the amazing Daniel Adamson steam tugboat in last week's video. That was, it's just a highlight. I will remember that forever because the way that the crew treated me, they let me go in the boiler room, the engine room, even on the bridge. But that boat is just absolutely amazing and the crew were fabulous. But anyway, Bonny is in the crow's nest. She's ready to go. We're going to start up the old girl now and head to the Anderton boat lift and back to the canals. So after weeks of playing around on this beautiful river through storms, floods and beautiful sunshine, it is now time to head back to the canals. So I've covered the amazing Anderton boat lift in detail in many other videos. However, for those that are new to the channel, this is one of the 7 wonders of the waterways and they call it the Cathedral of the Canals. And this takes you up 50 foot from the River Weaver all the way to the Trent and Mersey Canal above. Inside the boat lift there are 2 caissons. These are tanks full of water which travel up and down, and back in 1875 these balanced each other, so extra water was added to the tank going down to make it heavier, and as that moved down the other caisson moved up. These days it's all done with hydraulics, however it's still an amazing feat of engineering to be on in a boat. And currently the caisson in the left has got the trip boat in it, and you can actually book these tours from the top and they take you down the lift. You have a little bit of a jolly on the River Weaver to Northwich and back again, and such a wonderful thing to do. So if you haven't got a boat you can come and do this, but if you do have a boat you have to do this. So goodbye River Weaver and hello Trent and Mersey Canal. Oh. Oh, look at the babies. Oh, gorgeous. As much as I miss the River Weaver, I forgot how beautiful the Trent and Mersey Canal is. Yeah, it's just stunning. I saw some little baby swans, little cygnets before. So it was just a joy to be greeted by those. But that's the best thing about boat life, is you just never know what's going to happen every day and what you're going to see. It's just wonderful. And what the weather's going to be like as well. And today I'm in a t-shirt. Woohoo! So I was just cruising along this beautiful stretch of canal and taking in all the scenery and the wildlife. They've got a little swan there following me, and I saw some baby ducks. It's just that I've done this stretch so many times and it always changes depending on the weather, the seasons, and that's the best thing about boat life. And I don't think I will ever tire of it because every day is so different. So I'm just going to moor myself here because I've got an appointment in the morning at Narrowboats Limited at Wincham Wharf, which is only a few miles away, as I want to get some new steps made in my boatsman's cabin. So I've just moored up here outside the Salt Barge pub, which is just through those bushes there. So, what time is it? It's bloody rum time. That's what time it is. Oh, but I tell you what, there's a boat in front of me, a little fiberglass one, and it's sunk. I've got all the stuff on the bank. So hopefully that can be fixable, can be dried out and lifted and that, but it's always horrible to see. Good morning everyone. I've currently come in the rear entrance. Yeah, I'm in my boatsman's cabin because I'm heading off to Wincham Wharf very shortly, but I wanted to show you these steps because I'm going to the wharf because I want to get a quote to find a solution for this sort of the really back end of my rear entrance. Because these steps are great, but there's no storage, so it always looks a messy, it's very cluttered. But there are some special requirements that I need, and one is I need to still be able to open my fire door on the fire to stack it with coal, especially in the winter. I need to be able to get access to my stern greaser, which I need to give a bit of a twiddle every time I've cruised. And also just a way of putting away some of this crap that's here, somewhere that's hidden. Make it look a little bit tidier. And also the positioning of these current steps is not ideal. It's a bit of a struggle getting in and out, so just to make the steps more evenly paced maybe. Yeah, well, that's the plan. So let's head now to the wharf and see if they've got any solutions for us. So it's a big contrast going back at walking pace, cruising along the canals, then thrashing the old girl full pelt on the river. But I'm excited about getting to Wincham Wharf because whilst I'm there, I'm going to have a little look round some boats, just for ideas really. I love having a nose. It's like when I used to have a house, I used to love going and looking at new builds, you know, those show days, because you get loads of ideas for things. But for me, living on a boat, the main thing is always storage solutions and finding dual purposes for everything you've got. So we're just coming up now to Wincham Wharf. Gone head to head on a bridge all. They were obviously near at first. Just takes me a lot longer to stop, and then you lose your front end of your boat. Doesn't help with it being so bloody shallow, and I'm making right balls up of there. So shallow there. Thing is, it's too shallow for me over there, so I'd rather wait the wrong side. So according to the maritime rules, it states that all boats are meant to pass port to port. However, because it's so shallow there, my stern was just getting grounded, which meant my front end was going into the middle of the canal. So it was just much easier for me to come to this side. Sorry, I got completely grounded there, so I lost where my front end went, so I couldn't. So another boat's coming, and after cocking that last one up, let's see if I can pass this one on the right side. Tell you what, it's proper chocker here today. Need to find myself somewhere to moor so they can come and look at these steps. After spending the last 6 to 8 weeks on the river, I forgot just how busy the canals can be. But luckily I found myself a spot and headed over to Narrowboats Limited, which are based here at the wharf. And a lovely young man came out and measured up, and it wasn't too long before me and little Bonds were back on our way. So I've just had a man in my rear entrance. Yeah, he was measuring everything up and that. But it's still going to be a week till I can get the job done because they've obviously got to order all the wood and all that sort of stuff. But I'm in no rush because I'm going to stay in the area for a while. I've got Middlewich Folk and Boat coming up anyway, so I need to get myself all organised and sorted for that. So the plan now is to get me and little Bonny moored somewhere away from all the sort of industry and the noise and the factories, somewhere in the countryside, so we can stay put for a few days until I have to return to get the work done. And we thought then as well, I might as well go around the boats then, because I really want to look round a really small boat, because I think they've got the best sort of storage solutions. Oh, it's bloody noisy. So I've just moored myself up here, and the Broken Cross pub's just there, so it's a fantastic place to moor because I'm getting loads of sun on my solar panels as well. But I'm not going to waste this time, sorry, it's Bonny pulling, doing nothing whilst I'm waiting for these steps. I'm going to crack on with loads of boat jobs. First things first, I need to wash the boat. This side especially, it's just filthy, it's covered in bird poo and all sorts. And also I've got some paint. I went the other day in Northwich and bought some paint for my handrails, and I'm just going to touch up the old girl. Rude. Just make her look a little bit more nicer again, because the paint fades and things happen. So yes, I'm going to crack on and get on with a bit of DIY. Oh, riveting. So when I moored up here a few days ago, I had this big vision to crack on with DIY and give the boat a nice wash and polish. However, we've had quite a bit of rain, so I used the opportunity to spend it with my mum and dad and family, which was wonderful. I spent some time with my nieces and nephews, which was great. My nephew George is learning piano, and I often FaceTime him during his practice to watch how he's getting on, giving some encouragement. But it was nice just being there in the flesh, so I used the time really well. Today it's a blue sky, so no excuses. It's time to crack on and give the old girl a soapy top wash. And then we're going to rinse it down now with a bit of canal water using Nicky's mop. Now, this mop, for those that you don't know, I nicked this off my mate Nicky's boat. Well, I didn't nick it. That's sort of the wrong word. I'm a pirate. I've sort of pillaged it, plundered it. No, she lent it me and it never got returned. That's what happened. But it's knackered now. It won't stay locked in place, and it's filthy, covered in canal jizz, bird poo and solar panel jizz. So I'm after a new one. So when Nicky gets a new one, I'll be having that next time I see her. No, I'm only joking. I need to buy one, don't I? Bought a bit of canal water. Just give it a rinse off. Get rid of all those soapy suds. I just hope I'm not making it any worse than it is. She's proper filthy.
How much for a wash and blow?
Hey, it's a soapy top wash. So now the old girl's had a bit of a soapy wash, it's now time to hit her with the hard stuff. This is like it's a wash and wax, but I found in the past if I just use this without washing her first, I'm just smearing dirt. So yeah, and this helps get rid of any sort of ground on dirt. So we're going to do that now, and yeah, it's a sort of wax on, wax off type of deal. Yeah, she'll be looking good in no time. Yeah, but you can't polish a turd, can you? But we just got to do what we can. Tell you what, this here, I call it my muff, and it's nice and fluffy, and it's brilliant at buffing off. You just got to buff with your muff. Yeah, give it a good thing, and it's bloody hard work, like. I mean, whoever enjoys doing this, but it's making a difference. Yeah, so you all need to get yourselves a nice little hand muff. Wonderful. So for those that have been watching the videos for quite a while will remember I vlogged the sign writing and the artwork of this boat. It was when I was on the Llangollen a couple of winters ago now, and it was the guy that did it did an absolutely wonderful job, because we were working with the weather, you know, snow one day, freezing cold, winds the next, so we had to do it in little bits of time frames, little windows, so it took about 6 weeks all in all, but he did a fantastic job, and I need to look after her because she's a wonderful woman. They're drinking a bottle of rum, but I'm getting a bit of staining going on because my chimney leaks a little bit of chimney jizz, and it goes down the roof and it runs off down this here, which is designed for rainwater, and it's bringing the tar with it, so she's got a few stains. So I'm going to see now if this wash and wax stuff will clear that tar off. See, it's amazing what a little bit of hard rubbing can do, innit? Whee! Oh, make sure that's nice and shiny. That's it, I have just finished, and oh my goodness, it took me about 4.5 hours, but she's looking so much better. When I do the other side, don't worry, I won't vlog it, but when I do the other side, I'm going to do it in stages because it was too much. My arms and shoulders are killing me now. I need a massage. Oh. And something else I need as well is a massive rum, so I'm going to go now and pour myself one of them. So this is Emma Glittery, and she lives locally, don't you? A few houses up, and she's just brought me a bloody cake here for me tea. And she's feeding the ducks. Look after the ducks here, don't you, Emma?
Yeah, crazy duck lady.
Yeah. So that was just so lovely then, meeting Emma, and this is the wonderful cake that she's made me. It's even got a real strawberry on it. Yeah. I love the strawberry. And you're meant to eat cakes with forks, aren't you? So let's have I've earned this today. I have really earned it. Let's give this cake a try. Oh, the kindness of people, it just overwhelms me. People are so kind. Wash that down. I should have had a rum ready, shouldn't I? That's a bit later. Yeah, but the kindness of people, it just always overwhelms me, and that's one of the wonderful things about living on a boat and doing things outside is you get talking to people. And I feel that if I was in a house, in a street, I probably wouldn't see the same amount of people as you do when you're living on a boat. And I adore that. I really do. Anyway, I've got some YouTube videos to go and watch now. And I'm going to finish this cake off. And I'll see you in the morning. It's all good. So good morning. I've had a phone call this morning from Wincham Wharf to say my steps are ready. So I'm going to start up the old girl now. I've done the engine checks and thrash it there basically. I'm dying to get these steps because it'll give me loads of storage solutions for all the mooring up pins and the chains and all the things you need when you're boating and you need to grab easily. Yeah, I'll have them in a nice step and it won't look so messy. So we're going to head off there now. Come on. So I've just moored up here, just past Wincham Wharf, which is where Narrowboats Limited is, who are doing my steps. And I've just been to see them, and because they made the steps sort of there, not on the boat, they're going to come down, do a few measurements and make any alterations if they need to. But whilst we're waiting, I'm just going to pop into the wharf and see if there's any really cheap second-hand boats, because lots of people have messaged me after Crick saying the boats there were absolutely gorgeous but way out their price range, and if I see anything cheaper to let them know. So let's go now and see if there's any cheapy boats whilst we're waiting for these steps to be fitted. And also whilst I'm here, I'm looking for some good ideas, some good storage solutions for small spaces. So I'm going to show you now around a 22 grand boat. It's a little 32 footer. It did have a survey in 2022, but we always recommend you get your own survey. And apparently it's also had a new base plate. So apparently this boat's sort of ready to go. But 32 foot, that's proper cute, that. And apparently it's got everything you need inside, so let's have a look. So this little cute boat is called Blackjack, and it's got a Lister engine in it, an SR2. Yeah, mine's a Lister HR2. Yeah, it's got a nice back deck, look at this. So there's no actual bedroom on this. You've got your seating area there, which you'll probably make into a bed, but there's a stove here, it's got a little kitchen, and I think the bathroom's there at the end. But I mean, it's 22 grand, so you could do what you want with this. The only thing about this boat is there's no shower, but there's a shower space. You could put one in, no problem. But look how gorgeous it is. It's proper quirky. This would make a lovely home for someone. 22 grand. Wonderful. It's going to fire up the engine here now. But just listen to that lovely chug, chug, chug as you're going along with the old Lister. Yeah, started first time. Well, even mine doesn't do that all the time. Right, let's see what else they've got to offer here that's, again, in our sort of price range. Nice Joshua bow on this one, and it's got a lovely paint job. It's quite posh. So this quirky boat is actually newer than the Rum Wench. It's a 2008 boat, 57 foot, and this is 55 grand. But it's lovely. It's got the two fires, one at the front here, one at the back. But it feels like there's a lot of space in this one. It's got a little bit of a cottagey feel. But this is a nice quirky boat for the money. Yeah, it's just very different to most boats, especially with the layout here. But let's see if there's anything else a little bit cheaper. But this is a good boat for the money. So I've just heard my steps are almost ready, so I'm going to show you quickly around this last one. This is a sea otter. It's made of aluminium, which is fantastic because it doesn't need to come out the water to be blacked, because aluminium does not rust. And this is a fantastic little boat, and it's quite a bit of a bargain. So this one has a centre cockpit. Don't be rude. Oh, look, it's got a steering wheel. Woohoo! So I'll take you in first through the rear section. So because the boat has a centre cockpit, it has two cabins, a rear and a front one. So there's quite a lot of head height here, so if you're a tall one, this will be fine. And the entrance is quite wide. I would say this needs a little bit of modernisation. But this is sort of the kitchen and like a dinette, I suppose, and this goes into a bed, so if you've got guests, that's really good. So now I'll take you into the bedroom and bathroom section, but there is quite a little bit of storage on this. You've got quite a lot of cupboards there on the right. There's a fixed bed, and I think in here you've got the bathroom. Oh, and it does have a shower. But for me, what I'd do, if this was mine, I'd make a sort of dining room in here, so you could sit here and watch the world go by, sat having a brew, put a table and chairs, and then make that more of a lounge. But it's sort of a bit of a, it's just a quirky layout, but it does need a new canopy. This one's got a big hole in it. Oh, just fell on me. Bloody hell. But yeah, so you need a new one of these. But you know, that's reflected in the price because it's an aluminium boat, no rusting, and it's at a really good price. Yeah, I love it. Just, I better get out of here because I'll get blamed for this lot. Oh, bloody hell. I always cause trouble when I go anywhere, me. So so there you go, some affordable boats for you. A 22 grand boat, a 55 grand boat and a 35 grand boat. Yeah, see, it's a quick way to get yourselves on the water, because it's not really often about the boat, it's about living this wonderful lifestyle, which I absolutely love. So let's go and have a look now at these steps.
So on the ridge in between, it is just a bit wet at the minute.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
Okay.
Look at these. Look at these steps, and then that's the final one. So there's 3 steps, all with storage. And they all lock into place, but can all easily be removed.
So I'm glad you're happy with them. Really
Thank you.
am.
Yeah, I love them. They are just absolutely brilliant. Wow. Where's Bonny? Where are you, Bonny? Hello. I see you. So Matt has just been and fitted my boatsman cabin steps, and I'm absolutely made up with them. The thing is with the boatsman's cabin is your prop shaft runs all the way along the floor to the engine, so there's not much headroom in here, and also I have to regularly access the prop shaft itself to grease the nipples. Yeah, I've got a big one. And the best thing about these is they're really easy to remove. They're just like sort of bolted in place. So in the winter when it's really cold, and I like this boatman's cabin fire, it's very easy to just remove that top step. I can also take the 2 top steps out so that Bonny can't jump out the back, because I like to often, especially in the summer, have my flaps open, the side hatches and the rear doors, to let a bit of breeze waft through. So that's great, because I'm always worried about Bonny jumping off a boat, especially because she's reactive, she sees another dog. Yes, I'm absolutely made up. All this storage, really easy to remove and change about. Yeah, made up. When I moored up here earlier, I didn't realise it was like, I think there's a peacock farm there. I can say cock on YouTube. I don't know. Anyway, they are so wonderful. The sun's setting out there now and the sound is just beautiful. Have a listen to this. So I've just tried to use my phone to zoom in and get a bit of a closer look at those peacocks. But you know what phones are like, the zooms aren't very good. But for me, this is the best thing about boat life, is you just sometimes find yourself in a random mooring spot just like this, which is absolutely beautiful. But down there is a load of peacocks, and that's not something you see every day, is it? So after a hectic, busy week, it is now rum time. And we're going to go and try this now. This is that old monk from India that was given at Crick Boat Show. Now, she did warn me it does need a mixer, but let's see. And whilst I am pouring this, a huge thank you to this week's pirate crew. So let's give this Indian rum a try. Yeah, just wet the lips. Cheers, everyone. Woo! Need another. Oh. I can already feel it going down. Yes, it is quite harsh, but it just tastes like a dark rum. It's quite nice, but I will put it with a mixer in the future. Yeah. So anyway, it's been a long one this week, and I do apologise, but I show you my week of what happens, and some weeks it's a bit calmer and more gentle, but this week it's been full on. So I really do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please give me a big thumbs up, subscribe down below if you haven't already, absolutely free. Yeah, but next week I'm going to be heading to the Middlewich Boat and Folk Festival. Now, because my videos are a week behind, that may have already happened. So anyway, so cheers everyone. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, thanks for everything. And a huge thank you to my lovely, gorgeous patrons. So that's it. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next week.